Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Hey, Baba. So we can hear you, we can see you. All good. It looks like all set. So it's been long. Everybody missed you and are happy to have you back. And so yeah. So we'll start with 3 times Avatar Mere Baba Ki Jai. And then it's all yours from there. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Jai.
Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Yeah. So you can start with telling us a bit about yourself, how you feeling and all that, so that everybody is eager to hear. So all yours from here. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba Ganesh. And Jai Baba to all of
Baba,
you.
uncle. Yes.
Jai Baba to all of you who have gathered to listen to the stories of Baba. And I am also very anxious that that I shall be able to share all these things with you, because we have to share Baba collectively. Whatever Baba is known to Ganesh, or whatever Baba is known to Lee. So this that has to be shared with each other, so that the pleasure is mutual and we are able to experience him, we are able to feel him, and we are able to enjoy the atmosphere. So it has been quite some time that I had the opportunity to share the glory of the Divine Beloved with all of you who are so near and dear to him. And you are all dispersed all over the world, in India or in England or in the US or in the other parts of Asia. And so this is an opportunity which has been given to us by Baba, so that all of us can share his glory. And this is in a way, this is a marvel of the technological age. It is in a way, it is a miracle, and this miracle has been possible only with the grace of Baba. So I hope you will recall whatever I had said during our meeting last time. So if any one of you has any question from the whatever discussions we had, or whatever stories that I had shared with you, so the person is welcome to ask the questions, and I am open to answer. Any queries or any doubts or any clarifications?
Anybody, any question can unmute themselves and ask. Anybody wants to know anything or ask anything specific, can unmute themselves and ask.
तुमचा व्हिडिओ मिनिमाइज आहे खाली, तुम्ही नाही दिसणार, ते दिसणार, तुम्ही खाली दिसताय.
एका दिसणार
बस
बेटी लोग
नाही, जास्त वाढू नका, म्हणजे खाली तुमचं ते बरोबर ऍडजस्ट केलेलं आहे. स्टँड आणून देतो तुम्हाला पुढच्या वेळेस.
हे ना आपल्याकडे स्टडी टेबलवर ते असेल, स्टीलचं आहे ना एवढं पातळ, स्टेपलर असं फोल्ड करून ठेवायचं, म्हणजे ते पट्टीसारखं होतं. स्टेपलर आणा, तिथे आहे टेबलवर
त्याच्यावर ठेवलंय का
स्टडी टेबल, बघा ना, बत्ती लावा तिथे.
तुम्ही बोला, कंटिन्यू करा.
हॅलो.
So I think you can continue with the stories. Not hearing anything from anybody.
Ganesh, I have a question.
Yes, please.
I didn't raise my hand. I'm sorry. This is Marta. I wanted to ask, how do you remember Baba through your day, since you had so much exposure and blessings from Baba? But how do you personally remember the beloved every day?
How do I remember him?
Yes,
Is that the
please.
question?
Yes. How do you remember him?
Oh, I remember him because it is his grace, because I see the things happening before my eyes, because that is what I have experienced. And that is his glory, which I have witnessed with my own eyes and this very flesh and blood. That is how I am able to recall and recollect and able to share with all of you. Is it clear?
Yes, thank you. Simple and clear. Thank you.
Welcome. We should, all of us should thank Baba. Okay.
Dr.
So,
Gadekar, this is
yes,
Betty.
please.
Baba. I'm trying to remember, were you part of the Pune Bhajan Mandali, the singers? Were you part of that group when you were young? Or I'm mistaken, I don't know.
Did you say that I was in a particular group?
Were you part of the Pune Bhajan
Bhajan
singers?
Mandali? Yes.
Yes.
I am a part and parcel of the Pune Bhajan Mandali. I am one of the founder members of the Pune Bhajan Mandali. And my father, Ramachandra Gadekar, was responsible for bringing Madhusudan Punda, the lead singer of the Pune Bhajan Mandali, for Meher Baba Darshan. So that is how the story goes.
Oh.
So I am very much part and parcel of the Pune Bhajan Mandali.
Oh. Do you mean that Madhusudan was not at first was not a follower of Meher Baba and then became a follower through your father?
Madhusudan was a singer by profession.
Mm.
And he used to sing devotional songs. And he used to sing in our house, because in our house he was told that the devotional songs are sung in our house regularly. So he came and he sang the devotional songs. And that is how he came to know about Baba from my father. And that is how composed songs of Baba.
I have forgotten that history. I'm sure you told it, but I would like to hear again how the Mandali, how the Pune Bhajan Mandali came to be. If
Oh, you want to know regarding the Bhajan Mandali?
sure, yeah,
How it was formed
yeah, yes,
and how it
please,
came into existence?
yes, please, yeah.
Oh, yes. Now, you see, for that purpose, we shall have to go back in time.
Okay.
And we shall have to go back in the time, in the year maybe 1947, 48. And if you recall, it was in the year 1947 that India gained independence. Prior to that, India was a country ruled by the British. And when India gained independence in 1947, at that time, my father was a government servant. He was working earlier with the British government. And when the new government formed and India became independent and the new government was formed, his services were transferred to the new government. And he became a servant of the new government. And that was the government of India. So it was that period of transition and the period of 1947 and 48. And during that period, we were staying in Pune, not in this present house, but in another house in another locality. And in that locality, see, it was the specialty of my father that wherever he was posted as a government servant and wherever he was residing in that capacity, he would hold Baba's meetings regularly. So in that manner, Baba's meetings were held regularly at different places where my father was posted as a government servant. So these meetings were held regularly in places like Solapur and in places like Ahmednagar and in places like Pune. So because that was the last posting of my father. So when he was posted in Pune and in 1947, at that time, as was his habit, he would tell regarding Baba to whomsoever he would meet, maybe in the office or maybe on the on a personal visit or on a private visit to his friends or relatives, and he would tell about Baba. He would carry pictures of Baba in his briefcase, and he would also carry Baba's pamphlets and Baba's literature in his briefcase. And if anybody showed slightest interest regarding knowing more about Baba, he would hand over the Baba's picture or hand over Baba's literature or Baba's pamphlet to that person, so that that person would get more information from that material, from that literature. And then my father would request him that he request that person that in addition to what I have given to you, and in addition to what you have heard and what I have listened from listen regarding Meher Baba, if you want to know anything more, please feel free to contact me. So that is how my father was there. And he would, in this capacity, he spread Baba's name wherever he was posted. In the year 1947, he was posted in Pune, and in Pune, Baba's first meetings would be held in our house, wherever we were staying. And it was one of those meetings that it was my practice of my father that he would invite singers who would be proficient in singing bhajans and request them to sing devotional songs. And Madhusudan was a professional singer, and he had a beautiful voice, and he would sing the bhajans of Kabir and Meera in a very beautiful voice, because he was trained in that way. So he would visit our house, and during those visits, he would sing those bhajans of Meera. And then my father told him that, have you heard the name of Meher Baba? And he said, no. And though my father explained to him who Meher Baba was, he explained to him Baba's biography in brief, and also gave Baba's literature to Madhusudan to read. And when Madhusudan read that literature, and he learned more regarding Meher Baba, he would continue to visit our house. His visits were regular and more frequent. And then he said that I want to, I am a devotional singer, and I have heard about Meher Baba. So I would like to have his darshan. So Madhusudan was keen to have Baba's darshan. And accordingly, probably in the year 1949 or so, he had his first darshan of Meher Baba, when my father and a group of youngsters, including Madhusudan, they traveled from Pune to Ahmednagar. And at that time, when they reached Ahmednagar, they learned that Baba was in Mehrabad and he was to go to Mehrazad at the end of the day. And it was late in the afternoon. And at that time, my father said that you can have Baba's darshan because it is time for Baba to leave Mehrabad and go to Mehrazad after the end of the day. So they had reached that, they said that yes, we would be very happy. So my father suggested that we shall stand on the road which is coming from Mehrazad and going towards Ahmednagar city, and the car will pass Ahmednagar city, and eventually Baba's car would reach Mehrazad. So that turning was a very ideal spot to have Baba's darshan, because at that turning, Baba's car would go slowly, and the youngsters who had gone for Baba's darshan and who would be waiting at that turning point, they would have more time to have Baba's darshan. So this was the arrangement that was made by my father and the youngsters, including Madhusudan and other members of the Bhajan Mandali, like, Narayan Mandelu, Krishna Mandelu. They were standing along with my father, and of course I was there. We were standing there at the curvature of the road, And Baba's car came from Mehrabad, and it was to go to Mirazad, and it was to take a turn. It is near the railway station, Ahmednagar railway station. And at the turning point, we were standing, expecting Baba. So when Baba's car came, so naturally Adi was driving Baba, Adi Kaka. And when he saw this group of youngsters, along with my father, Ramachandra Gadekar, standing on the road, he just cut down the speed of the car. He just decelerated the car, and Baba's car slowly came to that point and turned. And at that turning, he purposely slowed it more so that those people who had assembled, they would get Baba's darshan in a proper way. So this is how the youngsters, the young group, which was so eager to have Baba's darshan, had their first darshan of Meher Baba. And Baba was so gracious, and he was so magnanimous that when the car had turned and when he had seen all the group standing at the curvature, and when the car had traveled about 20-25 feet away from the group, he asked Iraj to stop the car, and the car was stopped. And then Baba was asked why the car is stopped. Then Baba said that I saw that young group standing there waiting for my darshan, and we have just passed that group, and that group is about 20 feet behind. So you stop the car. So the car was stopped and the doors were opened. Baba got down from the car, and he got down from the car, and he turned, he stood out of the car. He turned his face and he looked at the group standing there. And he walked slowly towards the group which was standing there. And in that position, he again gave his darshan to that entire group. And the entire group had Baba's darshan to their heart's content. And that is how this avatar of the age was so gracious and so magnanimous that he stopped the car, he got down from the car, and he made it sure, he ensured that everybody of them had Baba darshan to their heart's content. And at that time, Madhusudan was one of the youngsters. And when Madhusudan saw Baba's face for the first time, and he was a young boy at that time and bubbling with energy, and he was full of love for Baba. And when Madhusudan was standing there, then Baba went near the group. Baba looked at Madhusudan. Baba came near Madhusudan, and Baba put his hand on his head. And when Baba's hand was put on the head, and Baba was standing face to face with Madhusudan, face to face to Madhusudan, Madhusudan lost consciousness. And it was, for him, it was just like a bolt from the blue. It was just like lightning striking from the blue sky. And then he stood there transfixed. And that was the first meeting of Madhusudan and Meher Baba. And when Baba placed his hand on the head of Madhusudan, that was the transferring of the spiritual energy from Meher Baba to Madhusudan. And that was the starting point of the composition of the bhajans which flowed from the pen of Madhusudan. And that is the story which I wanted to share with you. So I hope you have heard this earlier, or you are hearing for the first time.
Unmute. I didn't remember. What a lovely story. I feel like it's the first time. That's a wonderful story. I didn't remember about the car slowing down. And that's beautiful. Just a beautiful
Yes,
story.
and that putting of a hand by Baba on the head of Madhusudan, that turned a leaf in his life. And that is beginning of Madhusudan, the poet. And then from that day, he started composing songs of Baba. And the first song which he composed was Maine Jisiki Aas Lagayu, Aaj Sudin Wo Aayo. That means, I translate that song in English, and the translation is like this, that today the day has dawned before me, the day for which I was longing for many, many years. And I was yearning for this particular day, and that day has dawned for me. And the person for whom I was yearning for such a long time. I am fortunate to have his darshan. मैंने जिससे की आस लगायो आज सुदिन वो आयो. That golden day has dawned today. That was the first song that was composed by Madhusudan.
Beautiful.
So this is I wanted to share with you.
Lovely. Oh, beautiful.
Did you word and the tunes? Yes, what is the question? Please repeat the question. Somebody wanted to know the words and tune. Please repeat the
This
question.
is Diana asking. So Diana says, Dr. Gadekar, how did you learn the words and tunes that you sang with the Pune Bhajan Mandali? Did it come easily, or did you have to study hard to learn the songs?
No. See, when Madhusudan began to sing, then we were youngsters around him, and we would also sing along with him in the chorus. So when we would sing in chorus, then gradually we learned the tune. And when we sang in the chorus, then gradually we learned the rhythm. So we learned both the rhythm and the tune. And that is how we learned most of the songs of Madhusudan. Not only the first song, but also the subsequent songs which Madhusudan composed and sang before Baba as a lead singer of the Pune Bhajan Mandali. His own compositions. Earlier, he would sing the compositions of Kabir and Mira. But when, with Baba's grace, he started composing Baba's songs himself, Madhusudan would mostly restrict those songs which were composed by himself. So that is how the story goes.
Wow.
Is that clear?
Yes. Now I want to ask you, could you sing that song for us now?
Oh, I can sing that chorus, that song which we sang before Baba. Yes. When we met Baba for the first time, when Madhusudan met Baba for the first time in the Savas program, probably in the year 1953 or so, and a big pandal was erected, and all of us were sitting in that pandal. And my father introduced this young group of youngsters and told them that this is a group of youngsters who are singing bhajans in your praise, and they would like to present their music before you. And Baba said, yes, I am very happy. Go ahead and sing. So Madhusudan sang the song, and we joined Madhusudan in the chorus. And that song is the song which I just sang, that Maine jisiki aas lagayo, aaj sudin wo ayo. That means the day for which I was yearning for a very long time, that day has dawned. And today I am so fortunate to be able to see the face of my beloved. So those were the words of that song. And Baba liked that song very much. After the song was over, he called Madhusudan to himself and he praised Madhusudan. He did this sign that, Madhusudan, I liked your singing. And then he did this sign that, Madhusudan, you have got a beautiful voice. And then he embraced Madhusudan. So that scene is just before me, before my eyes. Baba's first meeting and Baba's first embrace to Madhusudan and blessing Madhusudan. And he placed his hand on the head of Madhusudan. And since that day, this inspiration, the waves of inspiration started coming in. And then as a result of those waves of inspiration, Madhusudan penned down the different songs. And that is how these different songs were born. And eventually, those songs were compiled in a book form. And that book is known as Meher Git Dhara. That means the stream of the songs of Meher. So that book is published in Hindi, and Madhusudan composed the songs in Marathi also. So that is a bilingual book in which all the songs, most of the songs of Madhusudan are compiled, collected and printed. And these songs are in 2 languages. Yes, there is a song in English also, which was composed by Madhusudan during the 1962 East-West gathering. So that English song is also there. we welcome you, we welcome you. So that song is also there. So Madhusudan was a trilingual poet. He composed Baba's bhajans in Marathi, Hindi, and English. And that was a unique gift given by Baba to him. No wonder that Baba designated Madhusudan as poet laureate. Madhusudan is my poet laureate. So this is what I wanted to share with you.
Well, now can I be greedy? Can I ask you to sing any of the song that you remember are easy for you? Could you sing?
Say it again. You want me to sing
Yes.
song of Madhusudan?
If you you know, if you're comfortable, I would love to hear a little tune.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We want to. You want me to hear to sing the first song that Madhusudan sang before Baba?
Yes.
Okay. I shall sing the first song which Madhusudan composed in the praise of Meher Baba. And that song goes like this. मैंने जिसके आस की मन में आज सुदिन वो आयो मैंने जिसकी आस की मन में आज सुदिन वो आयो मोरे मन की आस पुरायो मोरे मन की आस पुरायो मेहर दर्श दिखायो मैंने जिसकी आस की मन में आज सुदिन वो आयो मैंने जिसकी आस की मन में आज सुदिन वो आयो.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. Lovely. Wow. Oh, special. His first song for Baba. Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes, that's the first song.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Music and the lyrics composed by Madhusudan.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Wow.
And it was gift of Baba to Madhusudan. Undoubtedly. And that is how his career began. He started getting those waves and the beautiful bhajans that we are so familiar with, all the bhajans that flowed from his pen, the Hindi bhajans, the Marathi bhajans, and the English bhajans. All the bhajans were ascribed to Madhusudan.
Wonderful. Oh.
And with Baba's grace, I was always associated with Madhusudan as a member of the Pune Bhajan Mandali, and I know the music of most of the songs which was composed by Madhusudan. Of course, barring a couple of years of my service when I was in Gujarat in the oil company, but otherwise, more apart from that, I was along with Madhusudan as a member of the Pune Bhajan Mandali. And we sang before Baba to our heart's content and also to the content of the heart of the avatar. Yeah. Baba was also very happy and he would ask Madhusudan, you sing the song, let the Pune Bhajan Mandali sing, and you sing the chorus and you sing the solo and like that. And it went on in the Savas program, it went on in the Darshan program, it went on in the Wadia Park Darshan program in Ahmednagar in the year 1953, and it went on in the Pune Open Darshan program in the year 1956 or so, and subsequently the East-West Gathering 1962. So that is how the story goes.
Wow, wonderful. Do you remember? I've heard "We Welcome You." I didn't know it was Madhusudan. Would you sing more? Any song. So lovely to hear you sing. Do you have favorites? dear. Now let's see. He is in a different. Dr. Gadekar, you are muted. He's on a different Oh, there. Yeah.
He's here.
Good.
Yes.
Good. So you have heard the music, no?
Oh,
Did you hear the music?
yes. I heard. Well, yes. I heard. That song. We welcome you. Yes, I know
Welcome
that.
you. Oh, lovers of my hair.
Want me to more sing song to sing?
How do you do? How are you?
You want
Yes,
me to
we
sing?
welcome you. We welcome you. We welcome you. We welcome you.
Oh,
Oh, my.
lovers of my hair.
How do you do? How are you?
Why?
We welcome
Please tell us your welfare.
you.
Ba,
We
ba, ba,
welcome
ba.
you, we welcome you. Oh, lovers of my hair. So that is how the song went.
It's a happy
And
song.
the Westerners were so very happy. 1962 East-West gathering. And Baba encouraged Madhusudan to compose this song and sing.
It's a wonderful song.
Oh,
I
yes.
would love to hear any more that do you have a favorite? I would love to hear any more singing from you if you are willing. It's wonderful.
Oh, I am willing, provided you are not bored or provided you do not have slept or gone to bed.
It's no, we are early in the morning here. I think maybe it's you who are late. No, we're not bored. It would just be delightful to hear you sing.
No, so that is how the musical sessions would go.
Yeah.
And then before we sang before Baba, because we were asked many times, Baba would ask the Bhajan Mandali to sing in front of him. And then whenever the opportunity would arise, then we would present the singing before Baba as the Pune Bhajan Mandali or members of the Pune Bhajan Mandali. Maybe it's a solo or maybe it's a group song and so on and so forth, chorus. And we used to practice because we would be informed that Baba is having this Savas program and Baba expects that the Pune Bhajan Mandali should present their music in front of gathering and in front of Baba. So we would prepare the music, we would prepare the songs, and accordingly we would present them before Baba. And then when we would start practice and when we would start preparation for singing before Baba, then there would be competition amongst us that please give me one chance, please give me one chance, or at least let me allow me in the chorus, or I will just sit behind you in the chorus, but please allow me. So that is how the competition would go on. And then eventually we would arrive at some compromise. And then Baba we would present the program before Baba. And Baba would be very happy. And the people in the Bhajan Mandali also, they would be very happy because they got a chance to present themselves before Baba. So that is how it was.
What fun. Oh my goodness. What a story.
And it all shows the greatness of the Lord. And Baba was so kind. Of course, many of us would sing out of tune or out of rhythm, but Baba tolerated all that. And he showed as if he was enjoying it, though we were singing out of tune or out of rhythm. That is the greatness of the Lord. But by and large, Madhusudan was, of course, there was no question because he was a professional singer. And those who were trained by Madhusudan, like people like, the members of the Bhajan Mandali, Pratap and myself and Narendra Thade. And there was another lead singer called Ramachandra Gadekar. He had a beautiful voice. And so he would sing and his pitch was little higher. So he would sing in a higher pitch. And this music of this Bhajan Mandali consisting of Madhusudan and Ramachandra Gadekar as the lead members would be enjoyed by Baba.
Are there many of you still left, still alive? You, Pratap, others? Are there others?
Narendra Thade,
Mm-hmm.
Narendra,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and Surendra Thade. Surendra was, of course, a small boy. He was in the early teens.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the people left now. And we have to keep on the tradition. We have to carry the flag. Yes or no?
Do you? Are you able to get together? Do you sing sometimes? Well,
Oh,
not.
yes. You see, this Pune Center, regular meetings,
Oh,
Pratap and myself and Narendra get together and we sing songs which we used to sing before Baba in the group
oh,
or individually. Yes. So those
wow.
days are still being recreated
Uh-huh.
amongst us.
Yeah.
Yes, at the Pune Center.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So after
Then
COVID goes
there
away,
is
we'll
also,
hear you.
Yes,
pardon
we
me?
all look forward like COVID going away. So once COVID goes away, it will be
Oh,
again party time.
wonderful. Wow.
Party, party time at the Pune Center so that we can, and of course, our motive is also selfish because these opportunities give us the chance to revive our old memories and revive the music and the nuances of the music.
Oh, how wonderful that will be. Oh my goodness. Oh. Marilyn says here there is a book, We Welcome You by Madhusudan. Marilyn says she has a book that
Yes, yes. You see, Madhusudan, as I said, he was a trilingual poet. He composed in English, he composed in Hindi, and he composed in Marathi. So his Hindi, English songs, they are also there in his collection of all the songs. And these English songs are published separately. We welcome you.
Mhm.
And this song is from that English collection. And this
Wonderful.
song was specially composed by Madhusudan on the occasion of the East-West gathering held in 1962 in Guru Prasad.
Wonderful. Oh, I have to go find it. Oh, that's
Oh, it should
great.
be there in the library of the center.
Uh,
It should be there in the center's library.
mhm.
By center, I mean the Myrtle Beach Center.
Yes, right. Yeah. I'm across the country but I'm going to ask Marilyn to take a picture. I want to learn that song. She can send me, Marilyn. Oh, that's great. Oh,
So the small book, that's what she mentioned. So she should be
yeah.
few
And
pages, few pictures.
Ganesh,
Yes, uncle.
can I share one story?
Yes, please. Time you have all the time. Yes, you can definitely.
See, I wanted to share this story. Now we are talking about music and about Baba and Baba's love for music. And so I wanted to share one personal experience about music. And you know, in the year around 1953, Baba, uh, during one of his regular visits to Pune, during the summertime, he was staying in the house of Dadi Kerawala. Now, Dadi Kerawala is a cousin of Nirvan Jasawala. And he was a bachelor and he was working as a horticulturist in the agriculture department in Pune. So he was staying in the premises of the agriculture department. And there he was allotted a quarter. And that quarter was quite big. But Daddy was a single person. So it was too big for him. So whenever Baba would visit Pune, uh, Baba would stay with Daddy Kerawala. And this house was located near the uh, premises of the University of Pune. And that area is known as Ganeshkind. So during one of these stays in Ganeshkind, I had the opportunity to have Baba Darshan because I had taken some of the Baba lovers for Baba Darshan. So when Baba gave darshan to those people, and when I was also there, so after the darshan was over, then I was sitting before Baba face to face. And then Baba, I was sitting at Baba's feet. And then Baba looked at me and said, now Digambar, you sing a song. And when I heard this Baba's instructions, I was surprised. So then I asked Baba, which song? Baba said that you sing Arati, my Arati. So I sang Baba's Arati. And this Arati is a Marathi Arati composed by Dr. C.D. Deshmukh. And the words go like this: Meher Baba Sri Guru Raya Tava Charana Vanduni. That means, oh Meher Baba, who are the Sadguru. Remember, this Arti was composed in the around 1939 or so, 39-40. So at that time, Meher Baba had not declared himself as the avatar. So he was known as the Sadguru Meher Baba. So in the Arti, the word Sadguru is there. So Meher Baba Sri Guru Raya Tava Charana Vanduni Pavana Tava Charana Vanduni Pritichi Phulavat Lavni Ovalu Arti. So that Arati I sang before Baba. And when I sang the Arati, and when the Arati was over, at that time, I was ready to depart. And when I was about to depart, Baba gestured, looked at me and gestured me that Digambar, you don't go away, you sit here. Then I looked at Baba in surprise. I said, surprisingly, why, Baba, what is it? Did I make any mistake? Baba said, no, you have not done any mistake. But I want you to remain here. And but I said, why do you want me to remain here for some more time? Then Baba looked at me and he smiled. And Baba said to me, Digambar, I want that you should sing the Arati again. And then I was surprised that here is the Lord, who before him I have already sung his Arati in praise of him. And the Lord himself is telling me that, Digambar, I want that you should sing the Arati again. So therefore, to obey Baba, I sang the Arati again. And Baba again enjoyed that Arati. And then when the Arati was over, it was time for me to go. But Baba would not allow me to go. And he asked me to sing the Arati again and again. I do not know for how many times. And that was memorable incidents that I wanted to share with you. And I recollect that probably Baba had asked me to sing the Arati 7 times. Now I do not know what is the reason why Baba asked me to recite the Arati 7 times. He may be having his own reasons, but that is the fact that Baba asked me to recite and repeat the Arati 7 times in his presence during the year in 1953 in Ganeshkin, Pune.
My. Now, would you be so kind as to sing for us?
Oh, but you have heard this Arati before.
Oh, I'd love to hear it again.
Angela, you have heard this Arati, Angela?
I think she may not
That's
be.
Betty.
Isn't it
Betty.
there? Wait,
Betty.
what about 7 times?
Betty.
7 times.
Yes. Okay. If you want, then I shall sing it again.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
benefit of those who did
Yes.
not hear it earlier, and for the benefit of those who want to hear it again. And that
And
Arati is very simple.
For the benefit of those who were not there to hear it 7 times in front of Meher Baba.
Oh, yes, that is correct. That is correct. So that is a beautiful Arati composed by Dr. C.D. Deshmukh. Very simple in words, but very deep in its meaning. And I shall sing only the opening line, and if possible, the first stanza of this Arati. And here it goes. Meher Baba Sri Guru Raya Tava Charana Vanduni Pavana Tava Charana Vanduni प्रीतीची फुलवात लावणी ओवाळू आरती अहम भाव कर्पूर जाळुनी अर्पी मन पुष्पा राजसा अर्पी मन पुष्पा ओवाळू प्रीतीने माझा श्री सद्गुरु राणा. प्रेम सागरा ज्ञान दीप तव तेज शांत पसरवी, अंतरी तेज शांत पसरवी. हृत्स्नेहे उजळल्या पंचही प्राणांच्या ज्योती. मेहेर बाबा श्री गुरुराया तव चरणा वंदुनी, पावना तव चरणा वंदुनी. प्रीतीची फुलवात लावुनी ओवाळू आरती, ओवाळू आरती, ओवाळू आरती. जय बाबा.
Deva.
Beautiful, beautiful. I've never heard that before. I don't think. That's just beautiful. Ooh.
And it
Wow.
was so charged with Baba's spiritual energy. And I do not know what had happened to me. On that day, I sang it in full voice and with full heart. And the Baba was so very pleased when he listened to this Sarati that he asked me to sing it again and again. And eventually, then I sang it for the last time probably. Baba looked at me and Baba said to me, Digambar, I am very happy that you have sung this Sarati so many times. And that's why you sang it so beautifully. That's why I asked you to sing it again and again. I'm really very pleased with you. Come, come, come. And he beckoned me and he called me near to him. And then he said, come. And then he embraced me. And he that embrace was so tight and he held me tight to his chest. And I cannot forget that moment in my life. It is one of the most precious moments in my life. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
What you shared is a very precious story. It's a very precious story. Thank you, Gadekar uncle, for this.
I think he must have known that you would sing to us one day. That same arti. He put some love.
Yeah.
We feel the love. We feel the love. It's wonderful. Wonderful.
I love the 7 times. This Joseph Harb, who you maybe met Joseph Harb, Dr. Gadekar.
Yes,
Yes,
Joseph Park, my very good friend, very close friend.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
Joseph and Kerry.
Yes. He called
And I hosted Joseph. Joseph stayed with us
Oh yeah.
during his visit to India.
He used to say that this coming of Baba was so great. He would call it the 7-7, the 7-11, the 7th cycle of 11 cycles. He used to say that so many times, and he was just so full of God. I love my times visiting Joseph. Yeah, really wonderful. They used to put these Baba plays on, and when I met him, he was walking down the aisle at this play of The New Life. I had just come from Myrtle Beach back to California, and so I saw him walking down the aisle, and I felt inwardly, I have to know that man. So I met him after, and yeah, wonderful. He was wonderful. Yeah.
Hello, please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, Sylvia, it's Carol. I sent you a text yesterday. You didn't respond, so I'm thinking you didn't get it. So it's all coming down very quickly here. My kids are coming into town, and we're having
Jai Baba.
Hey, Baba. So, thank you so much. Anything more you would like to share, Gadekar uncle?
Oh,
Anything?
I would like to invite some questions. If anybody has any doubt or any clarification required regarding anything we have said.
So anybody, any question can raise their hand or unmute themselves and ask.
Yes. They can ask me
Yes.
questions regarding whatever I have said. They can also ask me questions regarding whatever I have not said.
So it's an open offer. It's a golden offer.
Jai Baba, Dr. Gadekar. So nice
Jai
to
Baba.
meet you.
Jai Baba Re.
You may have answered this already. Forgive me if I'm repeating. How old were you when Baba gave you that special hug when he brought you into your chest? How old were you?
Oh, I was at that time, I was in the high school, graduating from high school. I was a late teenager,
So you must have been like 17 or something.
17, 18, yeah.
Dhanyavad.
Oh, dhanyavad to you. Any other question?
Yeah, Gadekar ji,
Vijay.
this is Vijay. Yeah, this is Vijay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. I can hear Vijay.
Jai Baba, nice to see you. Really enjoyed your story. And I will add that I have seen Baba appreciating, like it was in 1960 when I was 9 years old. I was also sitting in the room, and Baba asked each one to sing a line. So my father and they skip me, and then and when it comes to Dr. Deshmukh's turn, and of course Baba appreciated everyone, and then Dr. Deshmukh, he was very fond of learning music. So he started his alap, like like shaking. And then Baba started laughing, and it was like Baba never enjoyed any song, and but he enjoyed Dr. C.D. Deshmukh so much. He entertained with his alap, and he was singing very seriously, Dr. Deshmukh. So I felt like Dr. Deshmukh entertained Baba the most. So that I felt like telling. And then I would like to ask one question. There is a thing like Manache Shlok, and Dr. Deshpande, scholar from Nagpur, he wrote something like 81 couplets. And then Baba asked those couplets to recite in front of him in 1968 for 1 month. And Dr. I think Nana Kher, and they recited those couplets. So, what is the meaning of those Manache Shlok which Baba wanted them to recite in front of him?
See, Manache Shlok, the name Manache Shlok,
Yeah.
it is a name given to the shloks which were composed by Swami Ramdas. Swami Ramdas was a great devotee of
Samarth
Lord
Ramdas.
Ramchandra. Swami Ramdas. Swami Samarth Ramdas. Samarth Ramdas Swami. So he was, and Baba himself had said at one point that he was a perfect master. So he had composed those Manasi Shlok. And that is, of course, in the praise of Lord Vishnu. So in tune of those Manasi Shlok, which were composed by Swami Ramdas, Mr. Deshpande composed Manasi Shlok for Meher Baba. And those those shlokas, that means those rhythms, those stanzas, they were composed by Mr. Deshpande, and he had given the name Manache Shlok, Meher Babanche Manache Shlok. I hope it is clear. Yes, Vijay?
Yeah. And now I was just curious that exactly it was in 1968 Do you remember which month it is? It must be in somewhere in January or February.
Maybe
Baba. Uh-huh.
I don't recollect exactly which month.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thank
Yeah, we
Baba.
have Mahu's hand up now. Mahu, you can ask. You can unmute and ask. Yes, Mahu, you can unmute yourself.
Mahu. Jai Baba Mahu.
Mahu, you have to unmute yourself.
You didn't hear anything I said?
No, we
Okay,
didn't
so
hear
I
you.
repeat it again. Good evening, Dr. Gadekar. Good to see you, Jay Baba.
Jai
And
Baba.
I have a question out of context, not related to what you shared. And you mentioned we could ask question about what you shared and anything else that you didn't share. So I would like to know, what do you think, or what can you share about Baba's work with musts, the God intoxicated soul? Did you witness any of that afterwards or during, or what was shared with you at that time, if you remember?
Regarding what?
The
Regarding
musts,
must,
you know.
must.
Baba did work with the musts at the different phases.
Baba's work with the musts.
Yeah, with the must.
Must, yes. Yes. I can tell you that I have seen Baba working with the must, number one, and I have seen Muhammad must, which was so near and dear to Baba. And Muhammad must was one of the must who was asked by Baba to stay in Mehrabad, and he stayed in Mehrabad till he breathed his last. And Muhammad Mast was came in contact very early in the late 20s or so with Baba. And Muhammad Mast was knowing my father by his name. And whenever we used to, I was just a teenager at that time, maybe an early teenager. And whenever we used to go to Mehrabad to have Baba Darshan, my father would invariably meet this Muhammad Mast, who would be located in Mehrabad quarters. And Muhammad Mast would call my father as a Gadekar Sahib. Sahib, he would call him. So Sahib, and he would call Baba as Dada.
Yes.
So he would ask my father, Sahib, तुम्ही दादांचं दर्शन घेतलं का? That means, Sahib, did you have the darshan of Dada? So that is how Muhammad Mast would converse with my father. And my father was so much humble, and then he would sit along with Muhammad Mast on the floor, on the ground, full of this sand and dust. Though my father would be dressed in full suit, because he was a government officer, and he was a foreign returned. He had studied in Scotland, but without any regard to his clothes, he would sit on the floor along with Muhammad Mast and would converse with Muhammad Mast. And Muhammad had a habit. You must have seen the film also. Muhammad would sit on the ground and he would pick up stones from the ground, and he would call the stones a dish, and he would say that dish. Oh, I do not know what he meant by that, but that is how he would go on muttering that, oh, I have collected dish, and like that he would say. So that is my memory of Muhammad Mast, which I wanted to share with you.
Okay, Gadekar uncle, Baba kept one must at your home. You can share that. Baba had kept
That is
That one
that is
must
a
at
long
your
story.
home.
That is a
Yeah.
long
What was that
Some other
mask's
time.
name? I'm reading the Pfeiffer books now. It's so fascinating. What was that mask's name that stayed in your house? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't.
Nilkant?
Nilkant.
Nilkant.
Nilkant, was it Nilkant?
Yeah.
Nilkant. Baba described Nilkant as a must
Nilkant.
of very high plane, 5th or 6th plane must. And
Yes.
Baba had asked Nilkant to stay in our house. And must Nilkant stayed in our house for 1 month during the year 1959. And at that time, only my mother and sister were staying in the house because I was in California studying in the University of Berkeley. And my father had already gone to Baba. My father had expired the previous year. So in our big house, only my mother and sister were staying. And Baba wanted to accommodate Nilkant Mast. And Baba asked Nilkant and instructed Adike Irani to accommodate Nilkant in our house. So that is in the year 1959. Yes.
Thank
Any
you.
other question?
Yeah.
Baba spent time.
Yeah, I met Muhammad Mast, but he actually didn't like me. That holiday, he didn't want to talk to us. To
No,
me.
even see the musts they are whimsical. They have got their moods, ups and downs.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It
true.
depends upon at what time of the
Yeah.
mood of the must that you meet the must. Sometimes, like Ali Shah, who was staying in our house, or Nilkant, who would stay in our house, they must of a very soft nature. Baba has described the must in 2 types. There are 2 types of must Baba has described. One is the Jalali must, who is the fiery type, and the
Yes.
other is the Jamali type, who is very quiet type. So Nilkant and Ali Shah, they were the Jamali must, and there were other musts who were Jalali, who were fiery type. So my father was asked to stay with the Jalali type of must, and this Nilkant was asked to be accommodated in our house for 1 month. That
Was
was
he
how Nilkant
Jalali?
was. And I was not there. Only my mother, I recall my mother telling us, because she was at that time in the house, my mother and my elder sister Nalini. Both my mother and elder sister, they have gone to Baba now. But I remember my mother telling me that when Nilkant was in our house, he was very quiet type, but he's only liking for one thing. He was fond of only one thing. And that I asked my mother, what was that thing which Nilkant was fond of? Then my mother looked at me and she smiled and she said, Digambar, this Mastu was fond of talcum powder. So whenever he would love talcum powder. So he would, in our house, he would ask for a tin of talcum powder. And whenever my mother would give that tin of scented talcum powder, he would just spread the powder on his body, and then he would remain in that state of happiness and in that state of bliss. So that is one memory which I want to share with you.
Very
Muhammad
nice.
liked soap.
Thank you.
Muhammad
Pardon
must
me?
liked soap. Muhammad must liked soap.
Yeah, he
Sabun,
likes
soap.
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 Washing our sanskaras, all Baba levels.
That is the interpretation of the great Vijay.
Just for humor.
And another thing I wanted to share, as long as Nilkant Mast was in our house for a period of 1 month, during that period of 1 month, Baba visited the mast frequently, practically once every week. And I was told by my mother, there was one particular day when Baba spent the entire night with Mast Nilkant in our house. So this is also I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, Baba was getting a lot of work done with them and through them, and helping them out too because some of them were stuck in one of the layers of the spiritual plane. So he would contact them to push them through. So he helped them and they helped the creation. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And Baba has said also that whenever I work with mus, I work on the not on the gross plane. I worked on a higher plane. I worked at a subtle plane sometimes, and regularly also I work in the mental plane along with the must. So
Yes.
no doubt Baba worked with Muhammad or with Nilkant Mast in our house whenever he visited the mast in our house.
Yeah, very, very beautiful. This is a very special phase of Baba's universal work that he is
Indeed.
sharing with us so in detail, very nicely. No other advent this much information has ever revealed or shared. But it's the most amazing, and it's all available to the humanity as he's doing his work and doing his awakening work. Baba does his awakening work. Yeah. Jai Baba. Dr. Gadekar, please come to America, California again. You
Oh,
came-
it all
Yeah.
depends upon Baba. But thank
Yeah.
you for the invitation. So
Yeah.
if Baba is willing, then again I shall be able to come to California and meet all you dear ones in California and all over the US. Yeah, it all
That would be
depends upon-
lovely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
I hope
but
Baba
I am a very
grants that.
yes, but let me warn you one thing. I am a very difficult person. I am a very difficult person, and many
Tell
times
us.
you may not have good experience with me. You can
Are you
ask
Jalali?
Ganesh
Dr.
how
Gadekar, are
difficult
you
I am.
Jalali? Jalali?
I'm happy to disagree. So
No,
I'm very happy to
that's
disagree
our
that.
recollection wasn't that you are difficult person. I live in Los Angeles, so you were our guest too. Yeah.
Yes. But what is the bottom line? Bottom line is that we have to share Meher Baba with each other. Whatever little Meher Baba I know, or whatever Meher Baba you know, that should be shared with each other.
Yes, and these Zoom sessions are really Baba's grace. It's really helping us in that line. Yes. Yeah, I'm very grateful, actually. Yeah.
Oh, we are. And today we have got one Baba's very ardent and young Baba lover with us. And he is from Pune, a youngster. His name is Shashikant. And I want to introduce Shashikant to you. And over to Shashikant.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Hello, Jai
Jai
Baba.
Jai
Jai
Baba,
Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you.
So he
Nice
is
to
the
meet
one who
you all.
is supporting Gadekar uncle sitting behind and adjusting the camera and everything. So he has been doing that. So
Thanks. It's my
he's
pleasure and thanks to Baba.
Jai Baba, Shashikar.
Jai Baba, all of you.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
Same to you, same to you.
So he is just like a member of our family.
Oh, sweet.
So he visits just like Ganesh is member of our family. He would come and then we would give him trouble, as I give trouble to Ganesh.
all that. It's a pleasure. It's not trouble.
Really?
So,
But I am known all over the world as a troublesome fellow.
somebody gave you a wrong opinion about you.
Okay. Any other question?
We got-
I hope you sing every time you come. It's so special to hear you sing, Dr. Gadekar. Beautiful, beautiful song, beautiful voice. You bring Baba when you sing for us.
Oh,
Very
yes, yes.
nice.
I see. For me also, it is beneficial because those memories are revived. And I am able to recollect the details, more details each time.
Wonderful.
So that is beneficial to me too.
Very
So I am
nice.
really grateful that Baba is giving me this opportunity.
But I'm so happy that I heard about you and Baba having you sing that Marathi arti 7 times. I like that story. Yeah, yeah. Wonderful. Yeah.
No, there's nothing special. Anybody in my position, Baba would have asked him to do the same thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but we might not hear about it. Yeah, it's good to hear about it. Yeah.
I feel like it was for us too.
Yeah.
Baba,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
you put energy into that arti for us when you sing.
Dr. Gadekar, I was wondering, trying to catch the name of that must that stayed in your house. Is it Nilkant? Nilkant.
Yes, Nilkant. Nilkant.
N-I-L.
Nilkanth. Nilkant.
Yeah. It was
Nilkant.
funny. I wanted to tell you that Muhammad the Must one time, Minu Barucha told me, because he was talking in Marathi, but he said I was only half crazy. Because someone was calling me crazy. A pilgrim was saying, your name is not Rosalie, it's Crazily. And Mohammed talked in Marathi, and Minu said, he says you're only half crazy. Yeah. And one time he let me sing to him. He said I was caught in his net. And this was all through Minu would translate. I didn't know what he was saying. So everyone left, and I was singing and singing for hours. I was singing every song I could remember. And then it was getting dark. And he said I was not to go until he said Baba's name. And I knew Baba liked the must. You don't upset the must, so I was afraid of him, but I was sitting there singing. Then it was getting dark, and all of a sudden he hopped off his bed and he was kind of growling. And I said, what do you want, Muhammad? What do you want? You want Padre? Because it was back then. You want Minu? And then I realized he was saying the way he says Baba, Dada. And I went, Jai Baba. And I took off running out. Yeah. But it was very special. It kind of brings it up, that special thing of singing to such a soul. This is so wonderful to hear about you singing for Baba 7 times. Yeah.
Great.
So
Thanks,
thank you
Rosalie,
for that. That's 7 times story.
Okay, so I think it's been a beautiful session. Thank you all for joining. Unless anybody has anything else to say or comment or ask or anything, I think
I have just
anybody else?
one quick incident with Mohammed that if it's okay, that in '87 I was there with it was one time when Bao brought me and 2 other women, Christy Pearson and Betsy Tall. He brought the 3 of us women to see Mohammed, and I had the feeling that I didn't want to bother him. But Bao would kind of pester him, and Bao wanted him to sort of like to maybe tell our futures, and he asked,
to bless you.
No, it wasn't blessing. He was saying, what about this one? Bao would say, and he turned and Mohammed says, success. And the other, and Betsy Tal, the other one, he's, what about this one? Success. And he took to me and he said, what about this one? He said, she'll be okay.
Wow.
But that was good to hear at that time.
Yeah.
That was my little time with Mohammed.
That's great. Wow.
So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay, it's good.
It was good enough. Oh, it was
Good.
great. I need
Really
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay.
Gadekar.
Anybody else? Anything? Okay,
No,
then we
I
can say
want,
three.
I want,
Yeah.
I want to thank all those who have listened to me very patiently and who have been very patient with me. Maybe next time, if that there is an opportunity, maybe this I shall be able to share some memories regarding some personal instructions to me and
Yeah.
Definitely,
and
definitely.
and related incidences.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, definitely. In your next session. Yes.
Good. Good.
Oh boy, we're looking forward to it. Oh, and will you sing a song? Will you sing one song when you come back? Sing a song every time.
Yeah.
Next time.
Okay.
Next time, another song. Another song
Yeah.
next time.
Good.
And then after that, another song next life.
Oh no.
And there's always a next time. There's always a next time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gadekar. Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you for
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you so
Nothing.
Jai
much.
Baba.
Yeah.
Jai Baba.
So
Jai
we'll say
Baba.
3 times
Avatar
Avatar Mehr Baba
Mehr
ki jai.
Baba ki jai.
Avatar Mehr
Avatar
Baba.
Mehr Baba ki jai.
Baba ki jai.
Avatar Mehr Baba ki jai. Avatar Mehr Baba ki jai.
Jai. Jai Baba.
Oh, thank you. Lovely time, Dr.
Yeah,
Gadekar.
thank you.
Oh, special.
या तो बंद कर, सब एक एक बंद कर.